Welcome to Social City TV, where we talk all things social media, digital marketing, and building your business online. I'm Ariel Norris. I'm the owner of Social City Consulting, and I am here today to talk to you guys specifically about monetizing social media and actually building a brand and making money through your business. Because at the end of the day, as passionate and excited as we are about our businesses and as much free information we give away, if we're not making money in our businesses, we're not gonna have a business long term. So we will get started right away. I do want to lead with a little bit of a disclaimer because I typically get either a lot of pushback or frustration from people that are either trying to get their foot in the door in the digital space and feel like they're wasting a ton of time on social media, or people that are just generationally don't understand it and are kind of exasperated with it and don't understand that it's possible to make money online. So I'm gonna start with giving you guys a perfect example of myself who years ago, sitting in my corporate office, saw social media as counterproductive. I thought it was a waste of time. I didn't understand how, this is not my opinion now by any means, but all these bloggers and people, I felt like it was very superficial. I thought it was counterproductive. I always saw myself going down this career path of being C-suite and being very successful in my corporate sales career and using my degree for all these things and going out and doing all these big things focused on corporate, which is great. Like, that's awesome for some people, and at the time that was great for me. I learned a lot from that experience. I also learned about a lot about social media during that experience. But pivoting the other way, I've realized that there are endless opportunities on social media, and I'll tell you, when I figured this out, it was about 4 or 5 years ago when I started my online boutique. It was back when Shopify was it was like just becoming a thing. People were just starting to use it. Not a lot of people really knew about it. And I, as a sales / very entrepreneurial brain, saw it and I was like, this is really cool. And I started an online boutique. Most of my marketing efforts went through social media. I created myself as a micro-influencer. I networked with other influencers and was able to literally monetize my online business through social media. Now, that was a boutique, which seems pretty obvious. Yeah, it makes sense for a boutique to be online and in the digital space. But the reality is, like, I've worked with so many different clients that have found success in social media. It's insane. From real estate groups, I've talked to law firms, consulting companies, Forbes coaches, all kinds of small businesses too, of course, that have found success in really niching down and creating a brand for themselves on social media have actually been very successful. So not every platform is for everybody, but there is surely a platform that you will find will be successful for you. All right, let's get started, guys. I'm so excited about this. One of the first things, and it's gonna seem obvious, we'll dig into this deeper, but one of the most important things that you can do when building your online brand, specifically your brand on social media, is to niche down and actually know who your audiences are, who you're helping, what they need from you, and then how you actually help them. Because odds are there's probably a lot of you out there. I don't care what industry you're in, like, you've got competition and you've got to be able to stand out against your competition. You know this. This is like marketing 101. This is entrepreneurship 101, right? But you also have to apply that to social media. So even though social media seems like the easy way to market, the free way to market, you still have to niche down, know who your audiences are in order to, one, reach them, figure out their needs, actually create messaging that converts them and it hits the nail on the head and says, I'm here to save you. This is what I offer. I'm the perfect fit for your brand. Network with me personally on social. Like, you can see who our brand is and who we stand for, but it also gives you an opportunity to show them how through imagery and stories and testimonials and all of that. So you really have to know who your customer is in order to do that. One of the things that I do, and I actually have a freebie with an exercise on how to do this that I will link in the notes below, but is actually to break out your audience and create avatars for them. So like, I think in the example I use in my freebie, it's a fitness coach, and her customer needs X, Y, and Z, and here's her customer. Her customer has a name. Here's what her customer likes to do, all about her customer. And then I prompt the user to create 4 to 5 of these audiences, and then make sure that their messaging and everything else aligns when they're speaking to their person and their avatar on social media. So it's a really, really important thing. The other thing that getting clear on your niche and your audience is that you can pick a platform. So another thing I see with people that are just getting into the digital space is they're exasperated because they're literally on Instagram, Pinterest, Facebook, LinkedIn, all the things, and they're like either posting all the same content or trying to post content but spreading themselves too thin, and then not like staying consistent posting enough, which is my next point. So we'll get into that in a minute. So it is vital that you know your audience, know who they are, what they need from you, how you help them, and then figure out how you're going to reach them, because odds are you don't need to be on all of those platforms. Yes, you need a website. Yes, you need to have good SEO. Yes, you might have to do a little bit of paid search, but when it comes to social media, it's inconsistent depending on who the customer is. It's very unique to who the customer is. So like that's one of the first things I do when I sit down with the clients. We figure out what their niche is, who their audience is, and then how are we gonna reach them? Where are they? Like, I've worked with consulting firms before that are investing all their time into Pinterest. I'm like, guys, no. You don't even have a product, like you're a service, and services still have a space in Pinterest, but more than likely a professional consulting firm should be focused on LinkedIn. And then we're strategizing, okay, we figured out you need to be on LinkedIn and maybe Facebook and supplement with Instagram. But since we're focusing on LinkedIn, what's our strategy? Who are we reaching? How are we going to reach them? Do we need to do a little bit of advertising, that sort of thing? So when you niche down, you figure out who your audience is, what they need, how you help them, and then how you're going to find them on social media. So, number 1, niche down. Number 2 is consistency. I mentioned this in the above, that the issue when people especially try to spread themselves too thin, or are literally they're doing all the right things, they're picking only a couple platforms and starting there, is that at the end of the day, we're business owners, like we are busy people. I can tell you right now, it's hard for me to run my own stuff sometimes. That's why I have to hire out help, is because I'm busy with working with clients, taxes, lawyers, all the things, business consulting, like going through mentorship programs. Like, I'm busy. I can't pump content out every second of the day. When I do, it's probably not the best content all the time because I'm so dang busy. But it's so important to be consistent and provide quality content also consistently. So one way to do this is to, number 1, keep in mind, it takes time to grow an audience. It takes time to build yourself up on social media, and it does take consistency and quality content in order to get them to engage. So creating quality content is thinking less about who you are and what you do, and oh, we have this event next week, or oh, we just signed this client, or oh, we all about me. At the end of the day, it's human nature. People they think about themselves. They just do. They're selfish. And it's an opportunity for you as a business person not to take it to your advantage. Genuinely care about your customer. I learned that in sales. Like, I always genuinely cared about my customer. But another thing I always did with my customer was make it about them. It wasn't about me. It was about them and what they needed and who they are and why they started their business. And I apply that tactic today when I'm meeting with a client. You should be doing the same in your social media strategy. Be providing value much more frequently than you're talking about yourself. I apply the 80-20 rule. I learned this in sales. I learned this in listening. Skills when you're learning about sales is listen 80% of the time, talk 20, provide 80% value, ask 20%. Once you give so much value out into the world, you've earned the right to ask for that sale anyway. So if you want to brag about yourself or talk about a success you had or talk about a new venture your company's going on or whatever it is, hey, eat up that 20% and talk about it. Like, you earned that. You provided so much value. You have earned the right to talk about yourself and your company and ask somebody for the sale or tell them to go to your website. Drive them to your online course, whatever it is. But 80% of the time on social media, it's an opportunity for you to be creating credibility, creating value, and in order to get an audience, like, you have to be consistently providing that value to them to make them actually like, follow, share your content. And that's how you build a brand. And it takes 6 months to a year, but it's so feasible if you're consistent. So just keep that in mind. Your social media should not be about you. It is a social platform. Again, with social media, it's not something that you're immediately going to get ROI on. We're not a sales department. Social media is a free tool you can use to network and engage and build a brand. Long term, you can absolutely make ROI, like 100%. But you have to be providing that value and earning the right to that ROI before, like, some people spend $50,000 on sales software, right? So yeah, they're gonna go tell their salespeople, get some people in the pipeline, Social media is free. So you're really investing your time. Don't just go on social media and ask for the sale right away. Provide value. Your time is the investment. Keep pumping your time into it and watch it grow. So instead of a $50,000 sales investment, you're investing your time into social media and providing value and then asking for the sale. I hope that made sense. I feel like that was a really roundabout way of saying provide value. Don't just talk about yourself. Don't be that person. Like, you're gonna get left in the dust if you just talk about yourself. Like, nobody's buying that. My last tip for today, and we will be getting into more, so stay tuned in the future, but the last tip is to actually build community. Social media is called social media for a reason. It is a social platform. So yes, it's digital. Yes, you see those memes and sad blogs about people with, the phone in their hand that disappeared and what it really looks like for the digital age, and we're all just glued to our phones and all that. And that's nice, and it's very true. For a lot of people, this isn't the time to be thinking about that. You need to be focused on actually making social media social, and then figure out what's going on in your head if you're like overly hooked on it, separate of that. Like, and this goes along with consistency. You have to be on the platform, engaging with people, like making it a social space. And that means actually reaching out and engaging with content that your business is interested in, or like it's in your interest group. So like if you are, let's say, a law firm, go out and engage. You're a law firm, so I'm from Indiana. Good old Indiana, out here in the Midwest. I am a law firm in Indiana. Let's just say that. It's me and 2 other people. Like, we're all partners, and we're trying to build our social media presence. And we have this really cool company. We're pretty modern. Whatever, we've got all this value. We have a reason to be on social media, and we're utilizing Instagram and LinkedIn, let's say. Well, with Instagram especially, you have to be making sure that you're engaging with content that's in your industry. So I might go out and follow, like, and comment and engage with a law firm out in California and be commenting on their stuff and saying, well, it's, like engaging with their stuff, because other people are going to be seeing that. So if they have a larger following, a lot of people that are following them for maybe law advice or law consulting or whatever it is are going to be seeing my content. And there's a chance they live somewhere in the Midwest, or there's somebody that I could help as a coach online or whatever. Like, you just don't know who's going to see your stuff when you're actually engaging with your niche. The other thing you can do, and this would be more for like a boutique or an online coach, is to go out and find your customer and actually cold message them. I don't mean like send a beach, I'm sorry, I shouldn't like say that. Oops. You're a network marketing company. Let's just say that. And you're trying to get leads. Don't do the cold message. Hey girl, I have this awesome product. Don't do that. Don't do that. That's not what I'm saying to do. What I am saying is to go on and genuinely engage with people's content, like your customers' content. And like maybe you're a boutique and you want some blogger to like rep your brand and talk about you and be excited about you. Well, go on her stuff and like and comment on every few posts and just say, hey, I love this and this. I love that you do this. That's awesome. What are your thoughts on XYZ? And get their opinion. That leads me to my next point. So that's the engagement factor. My next point is to, in your actual posts that you create, is to ask your audience what they want to hear more of from you. So actually engaging with them at the end of your post and saying, hey, like, what do you think about XYZ? What do you think about this? Whatever it is, and get them to comment. Not only is social media, Instagram, Facebook specifically, because those are platforms that are very engagement focused because they're so saturated. It's gonna tell them that's a really good post because people are going to be commenting, leaving you feedback, engaging with the post versus, hey, look at this. This is a boutique. Hey, look at this shirt. It's awesome. It's orange. It's fall time. Hey, we have this, this great promotion going on. We have this, we have blah, blah, blah. We just talked to this blogger. She's doing XYZ. Hey, what do you think about if we started incorporating this product? Well, let the comments roll in and see what they have to say. Not only are you going to increase your engagement and make it look like a very popular post, you are actually also going to get free market research. I hesitated because I could go on a huge tangent about market research because companies spend tens of thousands of dollars on market research and you have it at your fingertips for free if you include a call to action in your posts and actually ask your audience what they actually want to hear from you. That's worth it in itself. The time investment, that's enough, because I've literally seen companies spend anywhere from $10,000 to well over $100,000 on market research. It's insane what people will spend on market research, and you have it at your fingertips, literally for free or relatively free if you ask the right questions and actually listen to your audience. So with that, I'm going to close out for today. Those were all very high level things. As we move along in this channel, I will continue to fill in the gaps of that umbrella and give you guys more information and tactical tools on actually how to use this information and apply it to your strategy. So stay tuned for that. For all other tips, tricks, and just updates in general, make sure you follow us on social media. I'll have all the links below. Like and subscribe and hit your notification bell for my upcoming videos so you know when those come out. We'll be focusing on some content production tips and some other stuff here in the near future. And yeah, I'm so excited to be starting this, super excited to be able to just blab about things I'm passionate about. So I think it's gonna be awesome. And I look forward to seeing you guys in the near future. So, all right, have a great day, keep rocking it, and I'll see you on the other side.